Bill here with the Metals Minute. Today is Friday, July 29th, 2022. Well, it's been a great 2 days for the metals. We have gold up a little over 6%, silver up over 7%, palladium up around 5%, and platinum was up over 1% the last time I checked. So it's been a good strong rally the last couple of days. This has been a huge week for announcements and just data coming out. And so today let's take a brief review. Last week we mentioned that we felt like the low was probably in or very near for gold and silver, and it looks like it's now in the rear view mirror for 2022. Metals have had a nice rally from their lows, and so we think we're on that train that's going to begin moving faster and faster. So now is a great time to get on board if you're not already there. And the metals purchases we recommended to you, I made some a couple weeks ago. It's already good for them, and I'm expecting a lot more good things between now and the end of the year. But anyway, let's talk about some things that we got right, some things we didn't mention, and where we go from here. So we talked about that the interest rate would likely be 0.75. That turns out what it was. They raised it 0.75. We talked about the likelihood of the numbers indicating that we're in a recession and that they would likely try to redefine recession. And both of those things have occurred. So they're trying to redefine what a recession is, and recessionary conditions in the traditional sense have now been revealed. So those things happen. One thing we didn't mention was that the Federal Reserve would likely take a neutral stance in their language when they were making their announcements on Wednesday. That is not necessarily what the bond market was expecting, so they're beginning to reveal that they think inflation is still a concern. And inflation numbers were dropped earlier this morning, and they're at a level that they haven't seen since 1982 for June. So they're seeing a high number for the PCE, which is used to calculate the inflation rate. Core inflation is at a near high point since 1982 and came in a little hotter than expected. So that's for June. So we're not yet certain. I still believe they're trying to get that down for this quarter, the third quarter, because that's when the COLAs are determined, the cost of living allowances for all the retirees and whatnot, veterans and government staff. So if they can get that number down in this quarter, I don't know if they'll be able to, but I think that's a goal. And with June being at a high since 1982, maybe they can get some of that done. But in any event, it looks like we're onward and upward from here. Of course, it's not a straight line up. There's going to be days and weeks when things move the other way, but I think we're off the lows. I think we've seen the lows for 2022, and so let's talk about some other news. There was legislation passed this week that seems to be positive for silver in terms of chip manufacturing. However, reports are coming out that at the last minute they took out a clause that said it had to be made here and that some of the funds can actually be used for plants overseas, which is not what they were advertising. They were advertising that it would help chip manufacturers here. But regardless, if they're making more chips, they're going to need more silver. And of course, the ongoing effort to try to transition to electrical vehicles and alternative power supplies windmills and solar panels and that kind of thing is very positive for silver. Might be playing into why silver's up 7.5% in the last 2 days. But in any event, let's keep an eye on that, and there's some great developments out there. The weekend is here, so we'll keep an eye out and keep you updated next week, whatever happens this weekend. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you soon. God bless.